Market recap for Monday, the 23rd of February 2026. This is a day I haven't traded, so I'm gonna just try trade it on the recap basis. I did see it's gonna go lower, but that's what my thought process is anyway. Because once we went up this manipulation, right, we haven't gone above this daily volume imbalance. Like I said last time, it's the last thing that would stop us, and then all we did was just make sure that we take these highs. Again, still respecting the lower half of the volume imbalance, and I was like, if we get over that, then I'm bullish, and then we can get to the highs. But if not, I'm still bearish, right? So we close above the daily fair value gap, but we open with this new daily opening gap straight to the lows, right? And then we go through it. So the market, what time is it right now? It's around 9:10, right? So currently we have three buy side liquidity and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sell side, right? Actually, one more missing. Is this a 7? Yep. And let me get my cursor. Hello? Alright. Let's just put in blank. It's not a sunset, right? So we have 1, 2, 3 up top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 at the bottom, right? So we are gonna be relatively bearish, especially if we take this high first, right? That means we're gonna sweep. I wouldn't expect us to go to these highs, right? Stopping at the new weekly opening gap and then dropping lower. So my main game plan is really just look for the first presented fair value gap and just short it. That's as long as we go up, right? As long as we have a Judah up first. So it was 9:30. Right. Oh, that's 9:30, and that is exactly all I want. So if this stays as a gap, I mean it wouldn't count as first presented, but I'd like to see it inversed if that becomes a gap. Let me make this one by one. Right, so we're going to the low of the new weekly opening gap, right? In regular trading hours, we still have that liquidity as I said. So everything looks clear to dump, right? So I'm just looking at this as an opening range gap as well, right? Are we gonna go to the midpoint of it first or no? So the midpoint is right here, this little blue one. So if we can get to it or no. But all I'm waiting for is just that first presented fair value gap. Right, I can see I'm in a volume imbalance. Right, it doesn't make a gap. Okay, might look for another sweep first before. Oh, never mind. Right, so this would count as a breakaway gap. Anything down here, really, from here to here is a breakaway gap. So I'd kind of refine it to that as like the start of the first presented fair value gap. And let me just see where that lines up. Okay, let me just look at the price. 24.72. 24.72. Right, so roughly around the midpoint. There you go, right? So to me, this is the first presented fair value gap, and that's one that I'd expect that it visit the midpoint. So I just have an order, right, right there, and once it hits it, I'm looking for just a loss. So I guess just a sell limit one, right? I wouldn't want it to close, so stop loss. I mean, closing it really here. I guess stop loss at this because this is definitely a breakaway gap. And TPs is we already went through one low. So well, the most likely that we're gonna go to Asia, right? So I'd have this as TP or something like that, right? So we it's most likely going to previous day low. Like that's how I think of it, right? But I would have my TP here at this low. So see if it get filled here. Okay, no, but we close this gap. I mean, the I wouldn't mind making sure that I get filled, but definitely the stop loss would be here for sure, right? I know it's a far fill, even if it does fill or not, but that's how I think about it, right? So it moves, I'm going back here because if it just went here and dumped straight to like London low, then there's no trade for me. That's it. I missed it. I missed this. But now that it looks like it's gonna come back and offer it, are we at macro time? Yep. So around 9:50, I would expect us to visit that. And I'm looking for discount on that range that lines up. So lower quadrant, I should get a fill, right? So just wait for it. It might. Oh, okay. Just one candle. Is that 9:50? Yep, exactly macro time. You can see that it goes to the midpoint, so stop loss right there. And the TP, like I said, and this low. Yeah. So that should be the trade if we're still bearish, and I believe we are because we didn't take London low. I'd expect us to take that London low. But yeah. Play out. It's good that it stopped at midpoint. Nobody's above the upper quadrant, which is good. Another touch to the thingy, but nobody's inside the gap right there. Okay, kind of weird. See, he takes it by a wick, which is still unfinished business, right? I'd What's he is doing currently? I took cancel my order. Alright, there's no SMT, so this should be fine. Right, this should be fine. So it probably pulled back slightly, but this just a fake take, right? If it was gonna take it, it should have hit midnight open if it's gonna reverse, right? But so still with the play. It looks like I might speed this up a bit. Okay, that's higher than expected, but it's a Monday. Also, stop loss at break even. Okay. Right, I had this retracement, so let me just see in the 5 minute why I did that. Went to the rejection block and went to that 5 minute fair value gap again. It still closes within this, so yes, for sure. I'm in the trade. I'm gonna check. Okay, we wick above, but where we're gonna close. So that close just gives you the confidence that this is just BS and it's gonna play out. And honestly, it delaying, it would low-key give me the confidence to not just TP here, because then to me that's like guaranteed that we are what do you call it, we're bearish, right? I'm seeing signs of bearishness. Stuff like that is closing the midpoint and still trying to move lower. When it has chances to break that structure, that means we're not interested at this at all. And by this time we're already at 10, right? So when we pass 10 and in regular trading hours, we have not even touched the lower quadrant, right? Wait, is that the right opening range gap? Let me just double check it. Right, so closing price, opening price. We did hit midpoint. Right, but still left it open like this, right? And it's past 10, so I don't right now I would have an expectation that it's gonna be a large range day. So that would give me the confidence to go to previous daily low, right? But on an exception, like I'm gonna be trading hard, right? The second that we get to this liquidity, if I don't see any displacement, then I'm just gonna close the trade. It's not like it's just based, right? And based on like what happens. And by now I would have my stop loss at that wick and I'll just let it play out. Okay, nice. That's exactly what I mean. Displacement above this gap and genuinely right there. That's the stop loss. So I'd either be losing a bit of profit or gaining all the way to previous daily low, because it's typical for the days, right? Like we're either gonna get previous daily low or previous daily high, like most time, right? So if I know that we have no interest in previous daily high, like for example, let's say I entered with two contracts, I'll take one here for sure, right? And then leave the other one. But the probability that we're gonna get previous daily low is much higher now. So, and this is an aggressive trail. So even if it wants to retrace, it's fine. But as long as I see exactly what I said here, a displacement, right? And I just move slide there. A displacement through this liquidity, that means we're still heavy, right? So I would just let it play, and I would want this to end before the 1150 macro. So I mean the 1050 macro. So I'm waiting for 1110. If nothing happens by 1110, like if we don't dump, I'll just close the trade. So just play out a bit. I can see, yeah, right there. Just following the script, and I'm guessing it's just gonna hit it. The 1108, 1110, I would have closed here anyway, right? So that's the trade, I guess. Hypothetical trade if I trade this day, but I'm not really interested in Mondays, right? Because normally I wouldn't know what Mondays is doing, and my only guess is yes, we have a Monday with news, right? Because typically Monday has no news, so yeah, it's not gonna be this clean. It's gonna be garbage. This wouldn't stop at that. Like it probably would just go another, which is, and like I've seen some garbage Mondays. That's why I try to stay away. However, this Monday was clean. The trade was obvious. I'm guessing everybody took this because like that amount of liquidity at the bottom. He just said that we're gonna dump at 9:30. It did take longer than expected. I'd expect this just one and done, right? But then it did all of this. I guess Monday is still a Monday. So yeah, that's the market recap. It delivered on time, right? 11:10, and I'm guessing the rest of the day is just absolute garbage because that's the daily objective. So yeah, nothing for 11. So yeah, while this plays out, wait, what are my thoughts now that we went this low and we dumped, right? And I'm guessing if we close on the lower half, right? And that's, I mean, because look, the highest we went is to fill that displacement, right? I don't believe we're gonna go higher today. Let me just see. Even though it's relative equal highs or whatnot, but like, yeah, we closed. So we closed lower, which means we're not interested about the highs. Me personally, that's why I think we're not interested about the highs. But you never know because this market just keeps dumping. So this week looked like is waiting, and again, like for example, my thought process is last week when we went up to here that we should dump. As you can see, we went to here and then we started dumping, but then they paused the market on Friday. They got that news to just take both sides on the market, and now it looks like we're resuming to our targets, which is this low, and there's another low down there. So now to me it looks like this week will actually finally resume and start getting to the low and this low. So that's my thought process for the week. I don't really see us taking the highs unless, like I said, we close above this, right? And until we close above this, then I have no interest with the highs and I'm still bearish. So I'm gonna look tomorrow for it to be bearish to get more lower prices because look, we still took this low with like kind of a wick. So that to me is still unfinished business and now we should go lower. However, I don't know how Tuesday will react tomorrow and we might have a garbage Tuesday because this Monday was clean, right? So I'm gonna just be careful. And on top of that, I believe there was, yes, President Trump speaking, so they might do some BS. So just be careful tomorrow. But again, overall bias for the whole week is bearish. Anyway, that's the market recap. Peace out.